Hello everyone, welcome to Fullmoon Movies. Now you see me, now you don't. Understand something crucial about illusions. It isn't just about deception, it's about control. From the opening sequence, the film positions magic not merely as entertainment but as a language of distraction, a narrative shaping, of deciding what an audience sees and what it misses. As the third chapter in the franchise, it expands its scale, but more importantly, it sharpens its awareness of identity and performance. The returning illusionists are no longer just rebellious showmen, they are aware of their myth. That self awareness becomes part of the film's texture. The dynamic within the group carries subtle tension, loyalty tested not by betrayal alone, but by ambition and evolution. The film asks whether the trick is sustainable once the performances themselves begin questioning the purpose behind it. When performance becomes reputation and reputation becomes pressure, illusion starts to blur with survival. What works particularly well is the pacing. The film doesn't pause long enough for viewers to dissect every technical details of the tricks, and that's intentional. Just like a live magic show, it moves you forward before your mind can really catch up. Instead of encouraging scrutiny, it invites immersion. The thrill comes not from asking how, but from accepting the rhythm of reveals and concealment. Visually, the 4K presentation enhances this rhythm significantly. Neon lighting, reflective surfaces, shifting stage designs, and intricate sleight of hand sequences gain clarity and depth. The color palette leans into bold contrasts, such as electric blues, deep purples, flashes of gold, reinforcing the theatrical nature of the world. On a large screen, the detail in movement and layered visual effects feels tactile rather than artificial. The steelbook packaging also mirrors this aesthetic. With its reddish slipcover, sleek, polished, and collector focus, it aligns presentations with theme. Thematically, the installment leans deeper into the idea of trust. The illusions are bigger, the stakes are higher, but what truly matters is internal cohesion. The narrative subtly shifts from spectacle driven haste into energy to a question of belief, not in magic, but in each other. If illusion is about controlling perception, then the greatest vulnerability lies in misreading those closest to you. Unlike many franchise sequels that escalate purely through skill, Now You See Me, Now You Don't escalates through complication. The antagonists' forces aren't simply just criminal masterminds. They represent competing narratives. Who controls the story? Who defines the outcome? In that sense, the film becomes a story about storytellers who must outmaneuver not just enemies, but the expectations placed upon them. Action sequences remain kinetic but controlled. The editing rhythm keeps momentum without dissolving into chaos. Unlike films that rely solely on CGI access, the installment balances digital spectacle with performance driven tension. Faces matter, glances matter, timing matters. The magic feels choreographed not just through technology but through human precision. The film only subtly touches on the idea that every illusion requires consent. Audiences choose to believe, now they are suspend belief for the sake of experience. This relationship between performer and viewer mirrors the relationship between filmmaker and audience. The franchise has always thrived on this dynamic, inviting you to be dazzled, then challenging you to keep up. In terms of reception, the film generated strong opening weekend numbers, capitalizing on franchise recognition of nostalgia. Critics were divided, some praising its polished entertainment value, others noting that its narrative complexity occasionally strains credibility. But as with its predecessors, the appeal lies less in airtight logic and more in confidence of execution. The film knows what it is, performance cinema. Where the film ultimately succeeds is in tone. It doesn't pretend to be profound political commentary or psychological drama. Instead, it remains committed to being a cinematic magic act, structured misdirection followed by reveal. Yet beneath the surface, there's a quiet suggestion. Illusion can only survive if trust survives. Once that fractures, the spectacle collapses. By the time the credits roll, you don't necessarily feel like you solved every trick. The film isn't about exposing secrets, it's about enjoying the orchestration. The final act reinforces this philosophy. The true magic isn't the mechanism, but the timing. As a 4K Steelbook release, this version enhances the sensory appeal. Crisp visuals, dynamic color depth, and immersive audio make the experience feel closer to a live stage production scaled for cinema. For collectors, the Steelbook design reflects the franchise's sleek identity, polished surfaces, sharp contrast, and theatrical flair. In conclusion, Now You See Me, Now You Don't isn't about continuation, not just of tricks, but of myth. It understands that magic in cinema isn't about plausibility, but it's about rhythm, trust, and spectacle. While some may debate its narrative mechanics, its strength really lies in execution and momentum. In the end, it reminds us that illusion works because we want it to. We step into the theater willing to be fooled, and when the performance is confident enough, that willingness becomes the true magic. Now, this movie is a must watch.